Inspiring me for so many years, and he's become a good friend, and I'm sure he's inspired so many of you, and there's really not much to say other than one of the greatest guitar players in the world. Please give it up for Mr. Steve Vai.
Right. Are you enjoying your fantasy? Me too. I've been doing. I've done some of these fantasy camps before, and just love it. And although Vegas was, a bad place to do one. Actually, it was good for the camp. But actually, I love Vegas and LA. It's nice to have these camps in LA, and it is really nice to be here. I always enjoy talking to people who love the guitar and people who love the idea of coming to an environment like this and learning and picking things up. And I feel so, I have to tell you, I feel like I've lived a charmed life in this music business. And I think one of the reasons is because I really like the music business. It's actually a really good business. Incredibly creative people, incredible opportunity. But like any other business, the experience you'll have in it is based on your own personal perspectives, the perspectives that you choose, your outlook, your overview. And these are kind of some of the things I like to talk about. I know that when people love the instrument and they come to these kinds of events, there's a variety of things you'd like to pick up, and some of it's technique, and I'm happy to talk technique, and I'm happy to answer any questions I can about anything. No subject is off limits, sort of. Okay, no subject. And, but when I look, and I'm happy to talk about academics, but when I look back at my career, there's a couple of very key moments, or I should say, sometimes, any of you guys know who LP Summer is? Yeah, she's actually a really good friend of my wife and I, her and her husband. And we see them occasionally, and she's just this wonderful, she's 75, filled with life, unbelievably so, And I was talking to her the other day, and she said, and then this is a woman who is an icon. She was the first one to bring anything entertaining or positive out of Europe when the war had finished, after the war. And she said, you don't really realize the impact that you've had on other people until you get older. You don't see it. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that, you have to be famous or, to have an impact. It's not really, that's not, of course, it seems as though if you have a big cachet or you're a famous person, you can have a huge impact, but every one of us has some kind of an impact on somebody else's life every day. And sometimes we don't realize that, But it was interesting when she said that. She said, you're too young. I'm 55 and I'm too young to really see the impact that you have on other people until you get older. So, but as one of the things I've noticed when I got older and I was looking at my career, there was key things that were really pivotal in the ability for me to make music, the people I met, the things that transpired, and these are the kinds of things I'd like to share with you, because when you approach anything, there's the academic approach, there's the playing of the instrument, there's the honing of the skills, but there's something deeper also that goes deeper than the technique. And a lot of it, when I look back at my career, it was all mental stuff. It was the way that it was the thoughts that I chose. It's the thoughts that you choose to think that create your experience in anything. And one of the things that I always had, probably my greatest strength, was I loved the instrument. I loved the idea of a good idea. And what I mean by that is when I would pick up the instrument, when something came out that was exciting to me, and it doesn't matter how good I was, I'm 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, and I listen to it now, it sounds like hell. But back then, when you make that little connection, you can't do something, you can't do it, and you work on it, and you work on it, and all of a sudden when you can do it, that's cool. That is, it gives you that feeling of dignity, of accomplishment, and that becomes addictive. And when I look back at my career, that was the one thing that never left me and was always there and was the most powerful motivator in my entire career. And that was just the enthusiasm I would feel for a good idea. And that's what I promote most of all when I talk, is your enjoyment of this business, of this instrument, at whatever level you're at, because there's all sorts of different playing levels here, at whatever age you're at, because at whatever age you're at, you can still always pick up an instrument. It's a birthright. And enjoy the process of playing and making music. And wherever you're at with that, your best friend in all of it is your feeling of enthusiasm for what it is that excites you.